Hi everyone, and today is the 7th of September and it's 2020. And I'm going to call today Motivation Monday. And hopefully for the next 10 days, I can be able to motivate you and do something on Tuesday with a nice phrase also to encourage you. Transformational Tuesday, something like that. And then Wednesday is the winning Wednesday, something like that. So I'm making this thing up as I go. And why am I making it up? Because earlier on today, I was feeling like I didn't want to wake up in the morning, and I was counting the hours I have slept, and I'm thinking I woke up at midnight. No, a few minutes past midnight. And I was thinking, I haven't slept enough, so why don't I have a lie in the morning? So I had woken up, did what I needed to do for a couple of hours, then went back to bed. But I was thinking as morning came that I have to change my routine. I normally go for a little walk in the morning, but this particular time I was feeling I can't go for this morning walk because I need to recover my sleep. And it's true, I do need to recover my sleep. But then I thought if I change my routine, I'll have that guilt over me all day. So today is Motivation Monday because Esther wants to motivate herself, and she did motivate herself, and she woke up and she went for a regular walk. Even when her husband said, "Oh, I'm taking my car to the MOT, would you like a ride?" And then we walked back home. I thought that would not give me enough exercise for the day. My minimum is 6,000 steps. My goal that I've set now is 10,000 steps per day. As long as I'm not going to work, then 10,000 steps, even more, need to be banked in. That way, I feel I've burned enough calories to eat what I want to eat for breakfast, for tea, and for supper. Anyway, the talk is not so much about the eating and the sleeping and everything else. It's the Motivation Monday because, like I said, I want to motivate myself to move on with life and do the things that I want to do. And I want to motivate you to do the things that you need to do. There is so much potential. And this morning, I had spoken about so many things that stop people from doing what they need to do. But I have also spoken in the past about many ways you can go around those things. Even when you have felt like a failure, even when you have made mistakes, those failures are ways to show you that there is a different way of doing these things. Or maybe you need to do a different thing, or maybe you need to think differently. So one of the books I read is this book called Sumo, because I'm doing the selfie kind of filming, so it will be reversed, but it's Sumo. Sumo is written by Paul McCartney, and I like the way he approaches life. I like the way he teaches his personal development and professional development. And what I'm going to do is just go through a few of the things that he goes through, and they may be motivating to you because they do motivate me. The question he asks motivate, and therefore hopefully in the process of doing that, Esther will motivate you on this Monday morning. People would not be mourning, but rather they will arise and be motivated to do what they need to do in life. So let's just have a quick look at how Paul McGee starts this book on the shut up and move on. When he said shut up and move on, it's like he's saying stop and think and then move on. Don't just stop and then stop there. You need to stop and think and move on. He starts at reflecting on what happened in school. For you and me, we have gone through school, and it's true, school is good, but school always prepares us for exams. And it prepares us for exams for the subjects we like and the subjects we don't like. I don't know what subjects you liked in school, but in primary school, I can't remember much of what I really liked. All I remember is when I was walking from school, going home, I admired the leaves, the shapes, the veins of the leaves, and how the plants were growing. I was fascinated. When I went by the stream, I would also look at the creatures on the stream, but I didn't want them to crawl over my feet. When I looked at my body, I was fascinated at how it was. So in a way, I can see there's some biology there. So maybe biology fascinated me. But at that level, we didn't have biology at primary school level. But when I came into high school, I had already started now loving some sciences. I didn't like physics. I liked chemistry. I liked a bit more of biology. And by the time I was thinking what subject I will choose for A levels, I had decided I'm going to do biology, chemistry, geography. I don't know why. It's just because it was an easier combination for me to do. I don't know what career this was going to lead me to, but those are the subjects I had decided to do. Unfortunately, I didn't go to A level, so I went via the polytechnic route. However much I had passed, I still didn't manage to pay for the A level, so I found myself in a polytechnic doing some sort of science in chemical processing technology, because I had been told that if I do sciences, then I have a better prospect of the job. The market there will always employ me. And don't get me wrong, yes, those days, yes, if you had some science subjects, maybe you could be lucky and you could be employed. If you're not employed in the industry, then you could become a teacher and teach the very, very, very difficult topics again, the maths, the sciences, and all that, because there are not so many people who went via that route, the Americans say route. Anyway, McGee, or Paul McGee, is talking about the subjects we do in school. They don't prepare us for personal life. They don't teach us about setting goals in life. They don't teach us about managing our emotions. They don't teach us about personal relationships with people. They never teach us on how to communicate, interact, and relate with other people. So when we come out in this life, when we are adults, then we just find like we're a bit lost. And that way we start reading self-help books. We start going on short courses. For those who really care about their personal development and professional development, they will do that. They will start studying now with a conscious mind, because now that phase of wanting to pass exams is over, and it's time to move on now to try to live the life. Because even after you've done all the sciences, I did the sciences, yes, I started my career in the science industry. I was a lab technician, but I didn't like my job. I didn't like to be tied in a lab all the time. Therefore, I wanted to come out and relate with people. I'm a people person. And I believe one of the gifts I have is talking. I can talk. I like doing what I'm doing. I like informing people. I like teaching people. I like learning. So I found that if I were to be stuck in that lab, and I'm not showing anybody what I'm doing in the lab, I'm not showing them how the cultures are growing, I'm not explaining to them how these things are happening, then I was stuck, and I didn't want it to be like that. So I moved out and I went into a training institute, a technical institute, and I started teaching there, but I was an untrained teacher by then. See, there is still that desire to do what I wanted to do. I was motivated to do what I wanted to do. I wanted to maximize my potential. I didn't know exactly how, but when opportunities arose, I stood up to the opportunity. So let's go back to what Paul McGee is saying. School teaches us to pass exams. Schools don't teach us how to set our goals. They don't teach us how to handle conflict. They don't teach us how to interact and to have personal relationships with others. They don't teach us some of the life skills we need. The children we have right now, some of them may not be able to manage a home, because sometimes we do everything for them. We just give them a remote control and we say they can be playing some games on the telly while we clean and cook for them. So the life skills are lost somewhere along the line. And then in future, we don't know. If you're in the West, you will have to do some of the things for yourselves. If you're in Kenya and some other developing countries, you may have some servants who are still working for you. So you may escape that life skill of cooking the best meal. You may escape the life skill of washing, cleaning your house and managing your house. You may bring in the experts, the ones who have now trained, because more careers have been formed. You have a home organizer, you have a cleaner coming to do your house, you have a gardener landscaping your garden and all that. Anyway, one of the things Paul comes up with, if you had asked him what he wanted for life a few years ago, even me, if you had asked me what I wanted for life, I would say I would want a very successful, brilliant life. But if you went ahead and asked me, how do we get there? I would be like, I'm not so sure. Yeah. For me, I would have thought the academics will do that. And I have pursued the academics. And even at the age where I am, I still pursue the academics because I think sometimes that's the way to get where I want to get to. But unfortunately, the academics, they keep on narrowing, they're narrowing. As you master, as you become a PhD holder, they narrow. So you started at a wide angle, being given so much to do. But as you pursue your knowledge levels, it's like they narrow you to one subject area. They tell you, you need to master this, and then you need to doctor this. You need to be good at this particular one. But in life, the PhDs of life, there's so many Ds in life. There's so many disappointments in life. There's so many discouragements in life. There's so many things that are starting with the D that are negative in life. And I say that is the PhD, the power to handle all the Ds that come in life. Death, yeah, even death itself, yeah, death as in you owe money, and then death as in dying, all the D's that come. And when I say die, not necessarily the physical death, sometimes it's the physical death. Sometimes it's the emotional and the spiritual, and just sometimes you may have a life that is very, very dead. So when you ask someone, how would you like your life to be like? They will say, oh, I want a brilliant, brilliant, shiny, successful life. But you ask them, how are we going to get about having this successful life? They may say they're not so sure. I do run personal development classes, and I can tell you, people give me big, big, big dreams about what they want to become and how, yeah, they can imagine maybe in another 5 years, that's what they will be becoming. But sometimes I want to tell them the reality of life, that those dreams that they are dreaming is not necessarily that they will come out the way they imagine. Academics don't necessarily take you to the success story that you are imagining. You need to have a wider perspective. Don't get me wrong. Careers can get you to the level where you want. But if you're a wider thinker with a wider perspective like I do, then academics are not enough. You need to have a bigger perspective in life. You need to have a look in life much, much, much at a bigger angle. So what do I say? In the same way Paul says, you need to stop and think and listen. And when I'm saying stop, think and listen, it's you stop what you are doing and then think what it is that you want to do in life, and then you listen. Listen to God. I listen to God and think, what is the word of God telling me at this particular time? The word of God tells me I am a winner. I am more than a conqueror. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. It tells me that God is omnipotent, all powerful. He has all the potential. And if I'm a child of God, then I'm a heir with the kingdom of God's sons. I share that power with him, and therefore I have potential that can be maximized. That's me. I hear what God is telling me. Then I listen to myself and I think, what is it that Esther wants? Esther wants to succeed in this life. And my motto for this life is in John 10:10. Again, that comes from the Bible. I want to live my life in full, abundantly. I don't want the thief that I call the devil to come and steal and destroy and to kill the dream I have. So I dream big, and I want to live an abundant life. I want to enjoy every moment. And these moments that I enjoy, I normally break them down into spiritual. I want to have a full spiritual life. I want to have a physical life that is healthy. I want to have intellect that is intelligent. I want to have all the knowledge that I can have, and after that knowledge I want to be able to apply that knowledge. It's not enough to have knowledge in the mind that I cannot apply. And after that, I do want to make sure that I can get an income I can earn out of the intelligence that I have, out of the intellect, out of the knowledge that I have. I can be able to put bread on my table. I can be able to put food on my table. So that's SPI's spices of life. So I'm coming now to emotional. I want to smile. I want to wake up and I'm happy and I'm joyous in life. I aim for that, not just pretending in front of the camera, but that is my life. I want to wake up and I'm feeling full of joy. Again, believing in what my God does and God says about me. Say, he gives me joy everlasting. He gives me everything that I need, and my joy is full if I put my trust in him. And yes, when I relate with other people, I want to be overflowing with joy. I want to be having these streams of life. That's what our pastor was teaching about this weekend, that when we have God within us, then we can flow. Our lives can be streams of life. And when they're streams of life, then joy comes from it. So my emotions are settled. I can smile. I can be happy. My heart can be feeling nice. I can be full of love, to love you, to love myself, to love my God. Yes, my emotions are settled. And after my emotions are settled, then I can be able to relate with other people. So the social aspect. So I believe in spicing life, spices of life. Spiritually, my life should be full. Physically, my life should be full. Intellectually, my life should be full. Commercially, my life should be full. Emotionally, my life should be full. And socially, my life should be full. And as Mr. Paul here, McGee, says about standing up, stopping, and I mean, we should stop having that victim mentality, trying to think that we can blame others on the things that are not right with us. Yes, we can blame the education system again. We can say, oh, if only they could have taught me this, if only I could have done these subjects, if only my teachers were doing this. We should stop having that victim mentality and arise and have a winner's mentality, a victor's mentality. So I have a question for you, the same questions that Paul normally asks. He said, which person has the biggest influence on your life? Who has the biggest influence on your life? Number 2, who deserves the most credit for you where you are currently in life? Who deserves that credit for where you are at this stage of life? And then number 3, whose advice and opinions do you tend to always act upon? Whose advice and opinions do you tend to always act upon? Now, I won't answer those questions on my side, and I will leave them to you to be able to answer. And you can leave your comments below, and then tomorrow or another day, I will continue and tell you who influences my life, who I give the most credit, and whose advice and opinions I take on. So in a nutshell, this is Motivation Monday. I woke up not feeling like doing anything, but over the weekend, I had big plans for Monday. I knew I wanted to do some form of teaching. And I had this plan that I will have the morning session, then I'll have break time, then I'll have the after break, then I'll have lunch time, then I'll have the afternoon session and all that. But by the time I went to sleep last night, I was feeling a bit lazy. I woke up in the middle of the night. In the morning, I didn't feel like waking up. But anyway, I remember the commitment I have given to myself that I need morning exercise. I'm a morning person. If I don't do my exercise in the morning, then the rest of the day will be a struggle. So I motivated myself. I inspired myself. But thankfully also my husband woke up at that particular time because he wanted to take his car to the MOT. So that told me, Esther, you need to be on your feet and up you should go. So without breakfast, stood up. And one of the other things I've learned to do is to take care of my physical sense. So I dress up, I do my makeup. Some people, and yesterday again on another sermon I was listening, are you in your in your armor to go and fight, or are you still in your jammers? Yeah, so some people are spending the whole day with their jammers, pajamas, right? So are you still wearing your pajamas? Have you combed your hair? Have you cleaned your face? Or have you put on the full armor ready to face the day? Because life can be a battle and we need to be able to be alert, to defend, to offend, and all that. Anyway, it's Motivation Monday, and my main thing today is to let you know that what we went through school may not be able to support us 100%. It's a fraction of what we become or who we become. But we do need to have a wider perspective of life so that we can be able to face life and the challenges that life is bringing to us. How to relate with others, how to communicate with others, how to deal with the life challenges as they come in, how to live a fully spiritual life, physical life, intellectual life, commercial life, emotional life, and a social life that is full. So I don't know if I have motivated you today, but I've left you with 3 questions. Which person has the biggest influence on your life? Who deserves the most credit for where you are currently in your life? And whose advice and whose opinion do you tend to always act upon? And I'm going to stop there. So please answer those questions and we will continue from there. Maybe they will motivate you to start thinking a little bit. Have a wonderful day and let's meet tomorrow for Transformational Tuesday. God bless you.